Hey everybody, just kind of getting set up a little bit. There's an extra couple of steps in here. Thank you. Debbie's watching the chat and she wants to know who everybody is. If you want to say. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and start. And I'm not going to do the entire album. I'm going to mix it up just a little bit here. But this album was an idea I've had for a while because I have a lot of songs that are about homelessness. And many of them were started right here where I'm sitting really close for a long, long time. This is where the musicians played. And I don't want to say I started the music at the dining room, but I started being consistent with it. And then I happen to know a lot of people that like to play music and a lot of people that have good hearts, and we started organizing it a little bit. And turned it into something where I used to play a couple of times a week, and in the end, it was more like once a month that I got into play because there's so many people that liked it. But the dining room is a very special place for me, and this spot right here is a very special place because I've been here for many hours and watched the diners come in. For those of you that don't know, Renee's going to talk a little bit more about the dining room, but just briefly, it's down here in downtown in Eugene, and they serve a lot of people, a lot of meals, and it's a great place, and it's all done with dignity, and it's the way it should be. So the first thing I'm going to do, though, actually precedes the dining room just a little bit for me. It was back in either late 2010 or 2011 that we were walking around our neighborhood and saw a foreclosure notice on someone's door, and I'd never in my life seen anything like that before. And hi Wayne, hi Casey, and so it impacted me a lot. And oddly enough, here we are in 2020, and all the talk is what's going to happen with evictions because of the time that we're living through. So hopefully there's not another big wave like there was back then. But this one's called Rearview Mirror. Take the pictures off the wall, get the photo albums too. I don't want to forget a day that I've spent here with you. Pack a suitcase with some clothes and we'll be on our way. This won't be our home no more after today. They're coming today to take away our home. We'll pack up the car, then we'll be gone. I lost my job and honey, you lost yours too. Now all we have are memories. You got me and I've got you. I know the next owner can patch up that wall where I smashed my fist against it when I learned we lost it all. But the love and joy we shared cannot be replaced. This was our home, our life, our all. It's all been erased. They're coming today to take away our home. The bank we bailed out called in our loan. My self-respect is gone. Now our home is through too. We've got all our memories. You got me and I've got you. I know we won't forget the way we feel today. The hurt that's deep inside us can never go away. But there's a lot of living for us yet to do. So don't give up, my darling. Somehow we'll see it through. Cut some roses from the garden that you love so dear. We'll tie them up together to hang from the rearview mirror. And take me to the bedroom and lay down by my side. Hold me close one more time before we say goodbye. They're coming today to take away our home. We'll pack up the car, then we'll be gone. But I swear to you, my darling, our love will see us through. 'Cause we've got all our memories. You got me and I've got you. We've got all our memories. You got me and I've got you. I didn't mention this because it's on the page, but this is a benefit for the dining room. Everything from the record, everything from this album is going to go right to the dining room. So there is a link to a Bandcamp page, and you can go there, and if you want to give some money through that, you can go right to the foodforlanecounty.org to their website and look them up and donate there. And if you put in there that it's for the dining room, it'll go to the dining room. If you send me that receipt, I'll make sure you get a CD. But you can download digitally. You can download the CD too. It's just there. This next song actually mentions the dining room. This one says 2017. One of the things that is impacted me a lot is what happens to women on the streets. And I know that there are a lot of women that end up on the streets because they were abused at home, but they're also, the streets are not safe places for women. And the numbers run 60, 80, or even higher % of women that have been abused on the streets. I don't know what it is. I've read a couple of things, but I've heard over 80%. So this song kind of came out of that, and it's kind of set right here in Eugene. Morning comes and Jessie crawls from the hollow of the big Doug fir. She pats it once and thanks for another night protecting her. She climbs down the butte and heads on into town, where she finds a busy corner, unfolds her sign and settles down. Rose limps up from the river, her face all swollen red. Last night a tweaker jumped her, tried to beat her half to death. The only thing he didn't take helps Rose smile through the pain, is a picture of her daughter in hope of seeing her again. And life on the road is hard, that's what they say, but staying still is harder, 'cause you can watch it slip away. Well, they meet at the dining room a couple of times a week. Jessie reaches gently and touches Rose's swollen cheek. She knows they'd be better off if they camped out with a man, but the last one took everything from her again and again. Sometimes in the evening they'll take off for a while, trying to fight off this loneliness, maybe even share a smile. But Jessie never takes Rose to the hollow of her tree. She waits till she's asleep, then she slips off quietly. Life on the road is hard, that's what they say, but staying still is harder, 'cause you can watch it slip away. How did all this happen? Where did it begin? Living on the edge where the struggle never ends, and every day she's so surprised to wake up and find she's still alive. Winter's coming on, Jessie's not sure what she'll do. Rose is headed south, but Jessie wants to see it through. She could always try the mission, but they might not let her in. She's got this little habit that makes her chances pretty slim. So Jessie's waiting for springtime, when the cold is finally gone. There's a promise of a job. If she can just hang on, then maybe she can get a room. Maybe she can still get clean. She curls up in the old Doug fir and dreams another dream. But a dream is hard to hold when it's so far away, and you're trying to survive each and every day. And life on the road is hard, that's what they say, but staying still is harder, 'cause you can watch it slip away. Your life just slips away. Thanks for the comments. This next song, Change of Pace, started in Ireland. Debbie and I did a lot of walking over there, and everybody acknowledges everybody else out on the roads, and I thought that was very cool. So the song is called Build a Little Bridge. We're all locked up tight, just sitting here scowling, barely peeking outside of our cocoon. Do you think we could break this isolation and knock that disconnect beyond the moon? if we give a little wave to a stranger, we introduce ourselves to someone we don't know. We build a little bridge across that great divide where the fear of the unknown river likes to flow. What more the same than we are different, just flesh and blood, not made of wood. Who was that said we should love our neighbor? Well, that was Jesus and Muhammad and Buddha, so I think we should give a little wave to a stranger, introduce ourselves to someone we don't know, build a little bridge across that great divide where the fear of the unknown river likes to flow. Well, it's a beautiful day, can't keep from smiling. I'm headed on out into the sun. Well, I'm a missionary in the Church of Friendship, but so far that membership is only one. So I'll give a little wave to a stranger. I'll introduce myself to someone I don't know. I'll build a little bridge across that great divide where the fear of the unknown river likes to flow. So give a little wave to a stranger, introduce yourself to someone you don't know, and build a little bridge across that great divide where the fear of the unknown river likes to flow. Well, that fear of the unknown river's got to go. Okay, now I'm going to put my mask up and I'm going to turn this because I'm going to invite Renee Spear, the intrepid person who got stuck coming to the dining room tonight. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. I think we can go ahead and have a seat.
Okay.
Now, let's give it just a second to catch up. I'd like Renee to tell us a little bit about what's going on at the dining room these days. There's quite a little lag there. See if it's any better over. There's the chair almost. There you go.
Okay, so hi, I'm Renee, and I am part of the dining room team. And the dining room team, we're a small staff, but we have, a huge family of wonderful volunteers, and we kind of keep this place going. And we as staff, especially Josie and Jesse and the rest of the team, I want to thank you, Steve, for being here on our dining room stage, our Food for Lane County dining room stage, to do this for us, to do this fundraiser, because boy, we can sure use it. And it's been, as you all know, we've got a pandemic going, and this pandemic has been really tough on our diners, especially our unhoused diners. And in mid-March, the dining room had to shut down, like any restaurant, to shut down for indoor seating. So we were able to go to-go meals, and thanks to just some marvelous collaboration, not only were we able to feed our own diners, but we were also able to collaborate with NAACP, Whitebird, the City of Eugene, and Lane County Shelter and Place Program. And over the last several months, we've turned out about 28,000 meals, And that's a lot of meals, but there's been a lot of need, so we really appreciate that. And we really appreciate you being here, Steve, and you, your audience, to support this, because boy, we could use, we know you guys have supported us, so many of you in so many ways, but we could really use the help again now. There's still so much to do. And when we think about our diners, and so many of them face challenges that, you know, we'll never have to face. No shelter, no bathrooms, no access to food. Even water now is getting harder to get because so many places have shut down that people normally go or are limited in capacity. So we really could use any help. If you are able to support us in any way, purchasing the CD or contributions, or we've had a lot of people volunteering either time or cookies or whatever. We so appreciate it. If you're able to do that, that's great. And from all of us as a team, we just want to thank you for not only being here, for putting on this fundraiser, being here, but for also for giving a voice to our diners. Because I'm not going to cry. I was okay to sit. Oh, okay, I have to leave now. But anyway, so thank you, Steve. Thank you for being here from all of us.
Thanks for
We
coming
really
down.
appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thank you guys all for your support.
Okay, this is gonna be a little bit funny here, moving back here, but we'll get there. Thanks, Renee. It's a big job. It's just a huge job what they do down here, and it's, they give all the time. So I've got two songs in a row here that are reference other songs in a way that's, I think, kind of obvious. But the first one is one that I wrote a number of years back. It was on the first Cross Current CD, and every time I play it, I hear Ken's harmonica behind me. And now I hear Rosanna singing along too. Rosanna and Ken both sing on this when we do it. So I'm without them, but I think they're around. This is called Broken Circle. Let's see if I'm just about right here. A man stands on a corner. He's holding up a cardboard sign. Says, I'm a vet. God bless. He seems to be there all the time. A passing man touches his wallet. There's more than enough inside than it takes to feed that vet for a year, but he turns and passes on by. And that circle is so broken when we're only thinking of ourselves. We look away, choose not to see the needs of someone else. The rich man's wife waits for her gardeners. She's bothered, but she's not concerned. They're migrants sent back, they'll return for all those Yankee dollars they can earn. Walk down the street, there is a mother with her children living in a car. Snow is falling, it's getting colder. Without gas, they won't get far. And that circle is so broken when we're only thinking of ourselves. We look away, choose not to see the needs of someone else. TV news loves a daily drama, spewing fear from their seat of power. What's the story? Really doesn't matter to them, but here's those headlines for this hour. A homeless vet stepped in front of traffic. Illegals die on a border trespass. Family freezes in their car right downtown. That's the news. Good night and God bless. And that circle is so broken when we're only thinking of ourselves. We look away, choose not to see the needs of someone else. Outcasts gathered round a fire in an inner city lot. One sings softly that old hymn. It's the only hope they've got. Well, will the circle be unbroken? They tell me one day by and by. They say a better home's awaiting, but only when I die. And a better home's awaiting, but only when I die. The next one is one that has taken a bit of a circuitous route. I learned it as a kid as the original version. Woody Guthrie heard the original version and he didn't like what it said, kind of like the last song that I just did. I didn't know about this until the last month or so when I was doing the CD. I figured I should know about the song that I was rewriting, help adding lyrics to or changing. But the original song, they say it was the Carters that brought it forward, but I think it's way older than the Carters, was called Can't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. And Woody didn't like the way that it referred to, this is during the Dust Bowl period, he didn't like the way that it referred to people having to wait for their reward. He thought that was just wrong, kind of like the last song. So he rewrote it to I Ain't Got No Home in This World Anymore. And if you notice, that's the title track of the CD. And I have taken Woody's lyrics, some of them, and then I added some, updated it so it's a little bit closer to home for me. And then at the very end, I actually added what I learned was kind of a refrain from the original song to kind of bring it all back around again. So a little bit, but I changed that too. So it's I Ain't Got No Home. Well, I ain't got no home, I'm just a rambling round. I'm just a wandering worker, I roam from town to town. And the police make it hard wherever I may go. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My brothers and my sisters are stranded on this road. The summer's hot and dusty, the winter's wet and cold. The rich man took my home and drove me from my door. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. My friend's been in this town just as long as you. But when the factory closed, his mortgage it fell through. Now sleeping on the street makes him easy to ignore. And I ain't got no home in this world anymore. As I look around, it's mighty plain to see this country is a great and confusing place to be. Out of 10, 1 is rich, and 5 are poor, and I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Oh Lord, you know I have no friend like you. If I ain't got no home, then Lord, what will I do? And the angels beckon me from heaven's open door, 'cause I ain't got no home in this world anymore. No, I ain't got no home in this world anymore. Thanks, Woody. Next song is the last song on the CD, which I actually wrote to myself. And it was kind of like keep active, keep in it, keep in the fight, live in a way that makes sense. And after I've been playing it with everything that's going on, I found that for me, it fits a lot more areas of my life than I thought it did. So it's called Compass. Are you buckled in and firm behind the wheel, sir? Or are you in the back just waiting for a ride? Have you charted your course through the hazards yet to come? Or are you kicking back and drifting with the tide, sir? Just kicking back and drifting with the tide. Last night I dreamed I walked across this country, everywhere from sea to shining sea. Voices swirled around me on the howling of the wind. They were is a randomness at birth, where we are placed upon this earth. Some are born where life is good, safe and calm are understood, while others' needs are denied, and it's a struggle to survive. Are you lined up with your moral compass, or do you travel where the easy winds do blow? Do you see those around you living close to the edge? There's more to life than going with the flow, sir. Much more to life than going with the flow. I woke up from my dream this morning, but the voices still came upon the wind, crying out for peace, begging for justice, asking me to help their pain to end, sir. How can I help their pain to end? So are you buckled in and firm behind the wheel, sir? Or are you in the back just waiting for a ride? Have you charted your course through the hazards yet to come? Or are you kicking back and drifting with the tide, sir? Just kicking back and drifting with the tide. Are you kicking back and drifting with the tide, sir? Just kicking back and drifting with the tide. Okay, let's see, where are we going to go next? Veterans. Wow. Hard place to be is to be a veteran. For so many reasons. This is a song that's it's on the last Cross Current CD, Freedom Road. And that we made this album and the album that Cross Current made. The last one was with David Jacob Strain. Wonderful man to work with. He's a great person, and he's very good at listening and hearing some good things. And he just put a really nice guitar solo on this one, which. It makes it sound really good. So anyway, this is called Military Benefits. Well, Joe learned how to keep on marching, but Joe learned how to stay out of sight. He can carry a pack for miles and miles. He's good at sleeping out at night. And Joe learned how to forage for food. He knows how to live off the land. And now he's standing on a street corner with a sign and an outstretched hand. He's a military vet, taking advantage of those military benefits. He joined right after 9/11. He wanted those bad guys found. Instead they shipped him off to Iraq, where an IED cut him down. And now he's got a plate in his head. His right arm don't work so well, but mostly he feels guilty about it all, 'cause his buddies got blown to hell. He's a military vet, taking advantage of those military benefits. gets a little money. Every month he gets a few pills. It's never enough to keep him paid up, and not enough to cure his ills. So every month it happens, along about the 20th or so. Joe gets a little hungry, Joe gets a little sleepy, then Joe just gets real slow. He's a military vet, taking advantage of those military benefits. He learned how to play a few songs. He tried to go busking for change, but he starts to cry and fall apart every time he tries to sing. Well, how many roads must a man walk down before you call him a man? And how many times must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? He's a military vet, taking advantage of those military benefits. Well, every day in this nation full of sadness and strife, 22 military people choose to end their own lives. But Joe just keeps on marching. He goes from town to town. He's carrying that pack of memories, and he remembers when it gets him down that he's a military vet, taking advantage of those military benefits. The military benefits. The military benefits. All right. This next song kind of ties in kind of a way to the last song. I was out on doing a little bike ride around beautiful Eugene today, down by the river, where many folks are trying to survive down by the river. And there was a tent set up with a tarp, a camp. They'd probably been there for a while, I don't know. But they had a 6-foot flagpole with the American flag flying on it. And I thought, well, yep, they belong in this country too. This is their country. This is their town. This is where they belong. And we just aren't taking care of them. So this is kind of what this song is. And this is a song that Josie had. It's painted on the wall right over here, under a different name, but it's the same song. So. This is my home. This is my town. This is my country. Even if I'm way down, and I love it. Land of plenty, they say, but I miss that dream. Hope slipping away. Well, I might be somebody whose job was downsized, or maybe it's an illness drugs can't wholly disguise. Well, I might be a veteran who was wounded and beat, or maybe my father threw me out on the street. But I was somebody's baby, had a mom and a dad. They might have been good, but sometimes they're bad. Now I sleep by the river, under the bridge. It's a cold, hard reality. Ain't no way to live. I'm just trying to survive a life come undone. So I live in the shadows that society shuns. If you stood before your God on this very day, and he asked about me, tell me what you would say. Did you feed the hungry? Did you clothe the poor? Or did, but for the grace of God, release you to ignore me? Well, I don't have a future, wanna forget my past. I've only got moments, and they're sliding by fast. But this is my country, this is my home. Even though it's just me, even though I'm so alone, this is my home, this is my town, this is my country. Even if I'm way down, and I don't want your pity, don't deserve your hate, just see me as a person in a poverty state. There are a lot of people out there right now that are camping tonight. There seems to be more. I don't know, they gathered them together a little bit during the pandemic. Kept them together mostly to protect us, I'm pretty sure. When they decided there was no threat, they told them to go away. So they're trying to find places. One of the things, I just want to say, she's not here tonight, but I see her name up there in the comments. I just want to give a big shout out and thank you to Josie McCarthy. She is the architect here. And apparently she's also giving some kudos to her daughter who helped her get here, but which is great. But Josie, kindness is a way of life with Josie. Her perspective is astounding. And dining with dignity right here at the dining room is something that happens. And the people on the street know it. And I know she's got probably some schemes she's working up about how to open something up again so we can bring people back inside when the weather turns. So I know that that's got to be going on. Thank you, Josie. This is the last song. Thank you, everybody that came. Thanks for listening. Thanks to the dining room for letting me come down here and do this in the middle of everything that's going on. They had to move a lot of stuff to let me sit here. I think, I don't know if it was Jesse that got that job or Renee, but somebody certainly did. But thanks for being here and thanks for spreading the kindness. So. I cannot fail to mention, while I'm still trying to get my guitar to tune, that there are many organizations around town that are working with homeless people, and I've touched bases with several of them. Square One Villages, doing some good stuff, which is part of Opportunity Village and Emerald Village. There are Nightingale Shelters, Red and Tracy. I see Tracy's here. And Red. Down by the river, good for you guys. We've got Egan. Got some stuff going on, so if we want love to flourish, a wise man once did say, don't hold it tight, don't lock it up. He said, give it all away. He said, cast your bread on the water, throw love upon the waves. Show the world a better way. Show the world a better way. Well, there's a poison in our country that has torn apart our land. Fear and hatred, the us or them. Now's the time. Take a stand, so cast your bread on the water, throw love upon the waves, spread some kindness where it's needed, show the world a better way, show the world a better way. Together, we're neighbors in this land. Instead of shaking fists, try offering your hand. So cast your bread on the water, throw love upon the waves, spread more kindness where it's needed, show the world a better way, show the world a better way. So cast your bread on the water, throw love into the sky, show some kindness to a stranger, she'll return by and by, it will return by and by. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for singing along, Rosanna. I could hear you. And don't forget, the dining room could use some help. So if you want one of the albums, if you want to just do a digital download, go to stevejgibson.bandcamp.com. And you can get all that there. I'm delivering albums, not to California, but I'll deliver them, or not to Washington, but I'll deliver them a ways on my bicycle. Otherwise, I'll just send them in the mail. But I'd be happy to do that. So let me know. I see it on Bandcamp, whatever you want. So that's great. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a good evening.